Welcome back to Your Sunday Setup. I'm Whitney, and today we're expanding beyond our four-part life vision series. In the final episode, we explored how to find value in your current work, seeing your role not just as a job, but as part of your larger journey. Today, we're building on that theme with reconnecting with your motivation because sometimes you don't need a new job, you just need a renewed why. Let's begin with a short grounding meditation. Take a deep breath in and exhale completely. Now, think of a time when you felt deeply motivated, energized, inspired, and connected to your purpose. See that version of yourself clearly. Remember what you felt like. Hold on to that image and feeling as we move through today's message. There's an old story about a master builder who spent his entire career crafting beautiful homes. When it came time to retire, his employer asked him to build one final house. The builder agreed, but his heart wasn't in it. He cut corners, used cheaper materials, and rushed through the job. When it was finished, his employer handed him the keys and said, "This house is my gift to you. Thank you for your years of service." The builder was stunned. If only he'd known he was building his own house, he would have given his best effort. Keep this in mind. Every day, we're building our own house. The effort we give our work, our mindset, and our relationships shapes the life we live. When we reconnect with our motivation, we remember why the work, however small, matters. Motivation fades for many reasons. Sometimes it's fatigue, sometimes disappointment, sometimes life just gets heavy and the spark that once fueled us dims. But here's the thing. Motivation doesn't actually disappear. It just gets buried beneath the weight of stress, routine, and unmet expectations. When your purpose feels distant, it's easy to lose enthusiasm for the day-to-day tasks. You start going through the motions instead of moving with meaning and purpose. But that doesn't mean you failed. It means you're being invited to pause, reflect, and reconnect. This is where a dose of self-awareness comes in. By recognizing when your motivation is slipping, you can choose curiosity over criticism. Ask yourself, what's changed? What am I craving more of right now? Rest, recognition, renewal, or is there something else? Sometimes you don't need a new path, you simply need a new perspective. And here's the truth most people forget. You don't always feel motivated. Motivation is emotional. It rises and falls like the tide. Waiting for motivation to strike before taking action is like waiting for perfect weather to leave the house. You'll never go anywhere. Which reminds me, a few years ago, I was visiting one of my sisters in Houston. I had planned to play golf while I was there during the day while she was working, but the forecast kept calling for thunderstorms every day, which affected my desire to go out. One day she came in from work and asked why I was down. And I said I couldn't play golf because of the thunderstorms. And she said, if I waited for a day without thunderstorms to be in the forecast, I'd never get out to play. And she was right. I went out the next day. There was a storm in the middle of my round. I simply took shelter until it passed and then returned to playing. And isn't that like life? And I played every day for the rest of my visit. And that's why motivation alone isn't enough. When motivation fades, discipline steps in. Discipline is your anchor. It's the steady rhythm that carries you through when inspiration runs dry. It's the quiet decision to keep showing up, to keep moving, even when the spark is gone. Think of motivation as the spark that lights the fire and discipline as the wood that keeps it burning. You need both, but discipline ensures the fire doesn't die when life gets windy. And the beautiful thing, the more consistently you practice discipline, the easier it becomes for motivation to return. Once you take action, your brain remembers how good progress feels, and that feeling reignites your drive. So, if you're struggling to feel inspired right now, that's okay. You don't need to wait for motivation. You just need to start with one small, intentional step. Let me share with you 3 ways to reconnect with motivation. First, revisit your why. Ask yourself, why did I choose this path? Was it security, creativity, service, growth, or impact, or whatever comes to mind? Your why might evolve over time, and that's okay. Clarifying what drives you now will help you rechannel your energy in the right direction. Second, reflect on the ripple effect. Your work impacts others more than you realize. Think about who benefits from what you do: your team, clients, community, or family. When you focus on contribution instead of just completion, motivation naturally grows. And third, rekindle joy in small wins. Motivation thrives on momentum. Celebrate small victories: the problem solved, the boundary held, the courage to speak up. Each small win reminds you that progress, not perfection, fuels purpose. This week, your challenge is to take one small action to reconnect with your why. Maybe it's journaling about what inspires you, reaching out to someone who reminds you of your impact, or simply showing up for yourself in a way that feels intentional. Next week, we'll talk about how to sustain your momentum, especially when motivation fades. We'll explore how discipline, structure, and purpose-driven routines help you stay consistent, grounded, and growing. Motivation isn't something you find, it's something you rekindle. The more connected you are to your why, the more resilient, energized, and aligned your work and life become. If you'd like to get support in clarifying your vision or building habits that keep you motivated, I'd love to help you through coaching. Together, we'll create a plan that aligns your purpose with your actions. You can also find guided meditations to support your motivation and mindfulness in the Insight Timer app. Follow and favorite me there. And if you feel led, you can support my work with a donation through the app. Thank you for joining me for your Sunday setup. Here's to a week of renewed focus, strong discipline, and inspired energy. Until next time, take care.